Hello and welcome to S&S Pigskin Picks in the house for the NFL Week 17 Sunday recap. I'm Pratty Sandhu, joined by Jeremiah Sheen. What is going on, Jer?
Let's go, baby. 2,000 yards, ninth player ever in NFL history. We won the division. Now, just the missing piece is our main man, Jalen Hurts. Is he going to be ready to go for the playoffs?
Yeah, you would think he would be, right, with all that time off, but, you got to be rested and then also not too rusty. It's a tough combination to match up with. But let's get it started off with the games here on Sunday. There wasn't the usual total, but let's get into them. This was actually an exciting game. The Colts and Giants, who would have thought it? Giants pull off the victory. I think a lot of their fans aren't exactly thrilled about it, but there's no guarantee on what pick you're going to get, what it turns out to be. But Jonathan Taylor played well for the Colts. Malik Neighbors, 2 touchdowns, 171 yards. Big upset here. I think the Giants now drop out of the first draft spot for the draft. So I don't know what your thoughts were on this game, but it was pretty entertaining.
Like a team loses so many games in a row, they're bound to have a good game. And yeah, the Colts just again kind of shot themselves in the foot. When you give up that many points to a struggling team, that's never a good sign. They're probably not meant for the playoffs. And yeah, Indianapolis has to go back drastically to the drawing board, see what they can do.
Yeah, this was the first time the Giants scored more than 30 points all year, and they ended up scoring 45. Drew Lock throws 4 touchdowns, and I think he had a pretty good QB rating for what it's worth, so maybe he earns himself a future job somewhere. But Malik Neighbors look good. Giants win, and we will move along to the next game on the menu. Another stinker, Saints and Raiders. Raiders take care of business here. Saints really couldn't get any offense going, and I guess when you have Brock Bowers, it's you use him as much as you can. He ended up setting that record for rookies that Mike Ditka had, so props to him. And this also drops the Raiders out of the top 10 in the draft.
I'm just wondering if Brock Bowers was drafted by a team with a decent offense, just some kind of structure, what he would be capable of. Probably just would have blown those records out of the water. Never mind, just beat them.
But when you're on a better team, you have better players with you too, right? So you need to be in a shitty team kind of to put up these kind of numbers, right? Kyle Pitts put up big numbers a couple years ago when he was a rookie tight end, but he's fallen off the map. But Saints, I think they drop another game. They only have 4 or 5 wins on the year, I believe. I think Raiders have 4 or 5 now. So the battle of the Tank Bowl. We move on. Titans and Jaguars, another stinker. Jaguars take this one. They show some heart. Nothing really much to say. I really like what the rookie Brian Thomas Jr. is doing. Another touchdown. He's got 1,000 yards. There's 4 rookies this year with 1,000 yards. First time in a while. It was Thomas Jr. from Jacksonville, McConkey, Neighbors, and Bowers. Pretty impressive.
Neighbors should have had so much more too if the Giants didn't get hurt. And Giants go on that little losing skid. I think at least 1,500 or so when he's healthy, right? Yeah. So
that was the Giants' first victory at home as well. I forgot to mention, and that was also broke their 10-game losing streak. But I believe Titans are on a big losing streak as well right now. disaster of a season. I guess you just get a higher draft spot now. So props to Tennessee for doing well for their fans, I guess. Let's move along. Jets and Bills. This was a beatdown. I think this could have been even worse. They pulled off the dogs, benched Allen. I believe in the third or fourth quarter, we saw some Mitchell Trubisky in this one. And the old man, Aaron Rodgers, couldn't get any points on the board. Your guy, Tyrod, put up a few touchdowns. And then, some Shavers guy got a 69-yard touchdown from Trubisky. Yeah, pretty one-sided. What'd you think?
Well, for just a minute there, it looked like it was going to be a tough, fought-out divisional kind of a game. There, the Bills had a touchdown, a field goal, and a safety to speak of, and the floodgates just opened. But yeah, no, the Jets' defense still is good. I believe their offense is letting them down mostly all season, and gonna have to be some retooling. But yeah. No, Jets defense put up for a little while there, so props.
Yeah, they looked good first half. They were respectable, but the offense for the Jets couldn't get anything going, and they're gonna have to get more from I think the running backs as well, because Aaron Rodgers has always been really good when he's had a good backfield. You know what I mean? Someone he can rely on, Amon Green or Aaron Jones or someone like that. So tough going, but another team that gets another higher draft spot. So let's move along to the Panthers and Buccaneers. Buccaneers take this one, much needed. Your boy Baker, 5 touchdowns, 359. Bucky Irving slices up the weak Carolina D for $113. And Tampa, they flip the switch, and I believe they are now, spoiler alert, lead in division.
Another 40-burger from the Tampa Bay offense. They put up, I believe it's 5 or more this year. When they're on.
Especially at home.
Atlanta did themselves no favors by losing tonight in that divisional race. I guess they still got the upper hand in the divisional matchup. So if Tampa finds a way to lose to the Saints and Atlanta wins, I guess they win the division.
They do. Yeah. Tiebreaker.
So yeah, Atlanta's still in it.
Barely. Yeah, they are. Yeah. Okay, let's move along to the Cowboys and Eagles. This is another one-sided affair. There was a lot of beatdowns in the early slot. Kenny Pickett starts the game, doesn't finish it. We got a little Tanner time, throws for a couple touchdowns. A.J. Brown ends up throwing his first career touchdown into the stands. Big Dom goes out there, grabs it, and does a little trade, and all is well. Saquon rushes for $167. Could have maybe had more had the game been closer. And Smith had $122 touchdowns. And Eagles clinch. I believe they're guaranteed the number 2 spot. Right? Because I don't think anyone from the NFC West will catch them. I don't think anyone from the NFC South will. So they're guaranteed the number 2 spot. And Dallas takes a rough loss here. What were your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I'm loving the Tanner McKee sighting. He just looked so like such a giant back there. He's got some size to him. Bring in Foles just to give him a pep talk if need be. That would be something. That would be a story to uphold. The super raw quarterback coming in there and maybe winning a playoff game. That would be wonderful. I just don't want to play Tampa Bay, and if we end up playing Tampa, I just don't even want to watch it.
It won't be first round because Tampa will be guaranteed
I
seed
know.
at worst.
I know.
So,
I know.
but I mean, maybe down the road. But Tanner might he might start next week, right? Because I think Pickett has some ribs issue. He was already dealing with that before. There's like a report that he's dealing with broken ribs or something like that. Which, I mean, props to him for playing, but yeah, it looks like it might be Tanner time next week. I believe they're hosting the Giants, and Giants showed some life today. So who knows in that one?
Is
Packers
Saquon
and
really going to risk it, though? Is he going to risk
I doubt it.
injury?
I doubt it.
Maybe first quarter, just kind of pad the
Maybe
stat.
play Saquon to chase the record a bit, but other than that, I don't know, right? Right. I don't. I mean, I think it'd be up to Saquon, right? Ask him, do you want to chase the record, or do you want to just rest, right? Because you kind of need the rest. You don't have a bye week, so.
Well, Tanner's got
right.
something to play for. The rest of the team doesn't, but this is his audition. Like, if he doesn't make third string next year or whatever, maybe another team wants him as a full-time backup or maybe even a starter. So
yeah,
if he has a good game, maybe even with some of the backups and pulls out a win against a weak Giants team, I'd like to see that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Well, I mean, he threw for 2 touchdowns today, so let's see what he can muster up against the Giants week D. Well, we'll move along to the game of the day, Packers, Vikings. Sam Darnold throws for 3 touchdowns, and it seemed like Love couldn't get things going in the air, and Minnesota bottled him up until the end there, and valiant comeback. But Justin Jefferson making crazy catches. This guy's like Spider-Man, some of the catches he makes, and Minnesota now is 14-2. Unbelievable. Who would have thought that? Someone in this division is going to have 14 victories and not have a home game. Can you believe that?
Yeah, that's what we're dealing with this year. Green Bay.
Right? So
I'm a specialist.
So it's probably Tampa or Atlanta will probably be hosting either Detroit or Minnesota. I'm pretty sure Rams will get that number 3 seed, but who knows, right? They're facing Seattle. Maybe Seattle shows up and does something. But yeah, Minnesota's defense looked good. Green Bay couldn't get anything going on the in the air there, but they did put a little worry into the Vikings there. Browns, Dolphins, another shit show game. Snoop Huntley played pretty well. Did his job. No Tagovailoa, and I believe Jalen Waddle was not as playing as well. And Cleveland did what they had to do. Just roll out some bad players and take the L. Really tough game to watch here. What were your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, no, I liked the Tyreek Hill with injury and all. The 109 yards there, that was great. That just shows his excellence. Hopefully they can get it going next year. It's kind of sad, but yeah. Other than that, their season, I believe they're still in there, aren't they? So if Denver loses and Cincinnati loses, Dolphins are in the playoffs, and they win. Sorry.
Yeah, something like that. I think they need. Yeah, so basically, Indy's out of the picture. Yeah, so Dolphins need a little help. They need both of them to lose, which I don't see because Denver's like a 10-point favorite next week. So, but yeah, they have a small glimmer of hope. So, props to them, I guess you could say. They've been taking advantage of the weak schedule, so they did what they had to. And we move along to the Sunday night game. Commanders Falcons goes to overtime. And Commanders said, we're going to put this one to bed. Jaden Daniels, another notch in the belt for this rookie. He rushes for 100 and something yards, throws for 225 yards, puts on his cape, and takes this one in overtime. I thought Penix played pretty well in that fourth quarter drive there. He had like a bullet throw to Pitts, was it, to tie it? And then yeah, And then overtime came, and then Daniels did his thing, and Commanders are now in the playoffs. Who would have thought? What are your thoughts?
The momentum swings were just crazy.
Mhm.
Atlanta 17-7 at the half, I believe.
Yeah.
And then Washington just turned it on, and then at the end there, it looked like maybe Atlanta would carry that momentum into the overtime, but would not be. They slowly, methodically used up all the time, go down and score.
Right.
Yeah, look out for Washington in the playoffs. They're going to have a tough draw, but I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do.
Yeah, I mean, I think they still have a chance to get the number 6 seed in the NFC. I'm not 100% sure exactly, but yeah, I mean, Rams would be 4, Packers. I think pretty much Packers are guaranteed 6 now. So I think Commanders are pretty much 7. So they'll be facing most likely the Dirty Birds, Philadelphia Eagles. But yeah, so looks like Atlanta has to win next week. Tampa has to lose. And yeah, a lot of predicaments that will be coming up for the week ahead. Any other final thoughts as we wrap this puppy up, Jer?
I just hope Week 18 doesn't become an afterthought here. There are some win and in possibilities, but a lot of chips kind of fell down already.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know what these games are going to be about.
Just the AFC 7 seed is still up for grabs. All the NFC have been pretty much just the seeding has to be confirmed for the NFC, right? Like the NFC. I think the NFC South is still up for grabs. NFC North is still up for grabs. I think all the other divisions are pretty much wrapped up in the AFC, right?
Yeah.
So the AFC division,
just like Seattle and LA, like are they going to
actually Baltimore, Pittsburgh is not 100% wrapped up. I believe Pittsburgh can still, I think, win if Baltimore loses, but Baltimore is like an 18-point favorite to Cleveland next week. So yeah, so we'll get into that one, I guess, next week. But thank you everyone for joining us today. Please give us a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to the channel. And Jared and I will see you next time here on S&S Pigskin Picks. Later, everyone.